Fogra. The following podcast is intended for an over-18s audience and may contain strong language.
If you are what you say you are, a superstar, then have no fear. The crowd is here and the lights are on, and they wanna show.
Hello and welcome back to episode 60 of the Loud Crowd podcast. On this week's podcast, we're going to start off with a general chat over our weekend, and then we're going to move on to an interesting topic of what was not acceptable in school as a child that was born in the 1990s. We are then going to move on for the week that's in it, and it's going to be it'll be a difficult one, but we're going to try and narrow down to our top 5 Irish sports persons or athletes, whichever way you want to phrase it. We'll touch on that a wee bit later on, but we're going to try and narrow down our top 5, and we have a list of all the pictures and the board here ready to go. So, weekend lads, how did we get on?
See, before you do that, can I go back to last week's episode?
You can, yeah.
No, you can't.
I just don't know how Champ left this one out about the Irish mammies and things.
Yeah.
Marie used to always be saying to him if he went and eat his dinner and all. Now, Champ was you're a bit of a bad eater when you were younger, weren't you?
Yes. She's not a good grubber anyway.
That's how it's turned on its head now.
Jesus. But Marie used to use the one, I'm going to send you to the orphanage. And Champ's heart used to drop.
Send him back to the orphanage.
Yeah, back to the orphanage, yeah.
That used to get me.
That used to be beautiful. I used to get that excited when she used to say it. It used to be brilliant. Be pissing myself laughing. Do you ever use that one on the kids now?
No, I actually don't. No.
Yes, you don't want to give them PTSD, maybe.
Yeah, no, that's it. Well, I said about the may or may not use the police siren.
Yeah.
That puts
That
the fear
good.
of God into them. But I don't know now. That's I don't know if that's really
It's
acceptable. But as I say, it's may or may not.
no, I just thought I'd mention that one there. I'd say Marie and Spud like that after listening.
Yeah.
And then I was going to say something else and I forgot.
Yeah,
no,
it's
it's
good
alright. No. Discriminating against Eddie there.
Why?
Yeah.
Because he wasn't born in the 90s.
Is that right?
Well, you know. Oh, wow.
But I can compare.
You
The
can-
I
no-
can compare.
naughties
Yeah,
I
you
can
can be.
compare.
You can understand what like the sort of wokeness that we see
But
nowadays.
I can tell you what my school like.
Like he was
Totally
2008. Like, it's not mad.
Eddie wasn't
What
born
year
when
is it?
Rory
It was
McIroy won his
2007.
last major.
Oh, you went.
It was.
Yeah.
Was
He didn't hear that.
2007.
Can none of you do a
What
quick
you wearing,
maths?
buddy?
The year's 2025. What age
What
is he?
year is it? What year is it?
2002.
Oh my god, lads.
2007.
Oh my god.
See the
That's mental.
confusion instilled in that. Like, he was.
His brain was just fizzling there.
Yeah, 2002.
Yeah, that's.
Anyway, how did we
that's
get on
mad, yeah.
Friday night with the Kiwis? 3-2.
Oh, fuck.
I abandoned them.
Desperate.
Yeah.
I was away on a
Well,
stag in
you know,
Kilkenny.
actually, you know what? It was.
How does that go down? Sorry for cutting across you. How does that go down in the soccer?
That's a bad result. It has to be.
How
What,
does that
sorry?
go down in the soccer?
What if I miss it for a stag? Well, obviously I don't want to be missing games, but we had a squad there of 18 players. Like, I'm sure 1 or 2 were left out of the squad as well. So
I forget you only have 11 players on the pitch.
yeah, I thought someone would step up. You know what I mean? Well,
But is that like, how does that go down in the dressing room? Because like, you need to be winning the league this year.
yeah, no, I think we do, but I don't know. Like, I'm not getting paid or anything for it. Like, I'm not
Find
gonna
out the
go on
next
a
training
stag.
session.
No, I know, but like,
I was actually thinking though when I was on the stag on Friday, maybe I should have postponed the Friday and went down the Saturday, but
absolutely not.
Nah,
I don't know.
Golf or stag.
In fairness, like, it was a game at home, and not that I expect to win all our games, but it's a newly promoted team and things like that. But yeah, I think it was just a bad. They got 3 goals up, did they, in the
Yeah,
first 15
it was-
minutes? It was just
yeah.
too big to come back.
It was like, sure, I think they said that they scored the first in like the 3rd minute, and we are 3-0 down after like 12.
Yeah.
But then
I seen the goals.
But you
start
know
today.
what?
Oh
Like,
my
see,
God.
after the first like 20 minutes, like we are fucking very, very shaky. But after that, I feel like we kind of dominated the game. Like,
Battered them.
yeah, we
After we went 3-0 down.
That's
Yeah.
expected though. Anyway,
Yeah.
like as I said, they're only newly promoted, but
and
yeah.
then probably around like the 68th minute or so, you could see that they were gassed. Like, it was only just the one ball that they were doing. Keeper was just pumping it out to the winger.
But is that
The
now
winger was
that'll
taking
come
off.
back and bite us like?
Yeah,
It could, but I think Shane put it in the group chat yesterday. There's every team has played at least 2 games or 3 and not one of them has a 100% record. So everyone's going to take points off everyone, I'd imagine.
Yeah. Well, you'd hope so.
But yeah, we'll have to hope for that, yeah. So we'll see. The Carrick now next week, so
Yeah.
well this week.
How'd you get on down the side, Dollar?
Yeah, good. I have to say, first time in Kilkenny, fucking great spot.
Yeah.
Were any of you ever in it? No.
Yeah.
We played Ga and Kilkenny.
Did you go?
No, I wasn't there. I was in Westport.
We did.
Yeah.
We didn't.
Was
We played a
Um,
Kilkenny team in Wexford.
Played Ga in Kilkenny before,
didn't.
but
Yeah. I don't think there's any GA teams in Kilkenny now. There's no county team, the boys are saying.
No
it's all
football.
just hurling.
No
Yeah.
football.
Yeah, sorry, no
we
football.
managed to get a football team, yeah.
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 But is it? What's it? Is it like?
It's a bit like, do you know the way Derry was? It's kind of a wee bit like that. Like
Is it,
there's
yeah?
a main
Is
street
it,
that
yeah?
you walk down and there's pubs everywhere. A few nice spots.
Tails up straight away.
And
What?
Puck Fat is a good spot, I have to say.
Yeah.
Then the nightclub's called the Laugh Bank as well. I think there used to be a restaurant here called the Laugh
Where to
Bank.
go, mate.
Langton's,
Palaces.
is it? Is that the nightclub?
Yeah, there was another one called Langton's, and then there was Matt and Miller's. We stayed in the Kilford Arms. I have to say now, it was a lovely spot. But it was there enough, like, do you know what I mean, for what we paid. Like, but once Kobe knew we got the free breakfast, that was all that mattered to him, you know.
Yeah, absolutely.
But no, I have to say it's a great spot. Without spoiling anyone's. No, actually, I won't say.
Oh, he's absolutely sweating.
Oh wow!
The only thing I'll say is there's a few good hurlers then.
Oh man! Oh man!
What about yous?
Moving swiftly away from that.
How'd yous get on? Yous were on Saturday, were yous?
Yeah.
Judd giving away penalties.
Did you, Judd?
Just had to, you know, I love an
Watching
old
too
slide
much Man
tackle.
United, isn't it?
Talk us through it.
Love an old slide
It
tackle.
was actually his light tackle, wasn't it?
Yeah. It was. It had to be done. Yeah.
Got mixed up.
Happens. I put me trust in Rooney to save the penalty. They were going to score a goal anyway, so I said I may as well
The game was over.
take this fella down, and
So it's Rooney's
Yeah.
fault.
Rooney saved that.
Rooney's fault.
And what, he was running with the ball and you come in with a slide tackle?
He was caught the wrong side of one of the lads, and then he was going to square it. You know, it was a 2v1 thing. And
Stuck him down.
I was like, this won't sit well with me if he fucking slaps it
in.
into the net here now. So I said, I'll come across him here now and take him out. I tried to do it outside the box, but I claimed it outside the box, but I was
That was his defense.
Squealed inside the box.
it was about 10,
Man's 3 yards inside
10
it.
yards inside.
Yeah.
Pointed at the edge of the box.
Causing a bit of confusion, but yeah.
Contact started there, was it?
We'll move
Screaming
on from
started.
this talk in a minute, but I have to say the ref had a mare.
Oh, he didn't know where he was.
Didn't know the new rules, like,
Oh, my God. That's
which is going to be a
Somebody
problem
come
in the
back
club
up.
game.
Yeah.
it's
like
going to be different
touched
every
on
week.
this, didn't we?
Yeah. We did touch on it, but it's just like
There wasn't one ball brought up 50 or 60 yards, whatever the case may be. Like,
he blew at one stage for one of the new rules about the 3 lads not being back.
we took it up 13 yards.
You're supposed to take it up to the 13 yard.
He took it up 13 yards.
Is that what he done?
From
Right.
where he was standing.
Right, yeah.
That'd be the 13.
It was meant to be a 13-yard free for us,
Wow.
but he brought the ball up 13 yards and just said play away.
yard free away from him.
Fire away.
Fire away, keep our
Did
lip.
none of you say it to it?
Oh, we're
But you what,
going
dude?
nuts.
Was he just in denial though and just going, no, it's
No,
13
but
now?
just
so-
didn't know.
But what are you going to do? Like, it's not as if he's going to go, oh, yeah, you know what, you're right.
Yeah.
When he ends up overturning it.
Yeah,
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 overturns
yeah.
it and just puts it on there.
Yeah, and then, it's going to be,
It's a bit messy.
it's
Like.
going to be a bit mental. Different interpretations. Like, that was, I remember we said that whenever the GAA came out and sort of put a bit of lesser aggressive rules for the referees and sort of give it to the referees' interpretation. Like, there can't be grey areas in rules. Like, it has to be black and white, and that's what you're opening yourself up to.
It will be different every week, and not just you just have to get on with it. Unfortunately, that's it.
That real shite though. Imagine that deciding the championship final because there's 3 boys not in a certain section.
It's
They
not
throw it
shite.
up to the thing.
It'll be different in the championship because it'll be lines, man, and they'll be able to.
I don't think it's a shite rule, but I think the game's a better game because of it.
Does each team, does ref not have umpires? Why can't umpires do that rule?
The umpires can't see the halfway line from where they are.
Well,
Umpires are clubmen sometimes
Umpires
as well.
can't see the ball going over the ball. Never mind that.
Said the umpires can't see the ball.
The
from
ref
the bar. That's
doesn't
a
have to
fact.
take his own umpires, doesn't he not?
He doesn't have to know, but
usually do.
you'd be a brave man not to take your own umpires nowadays.
Yeah, but that was that anyway. Yeah, so moving on from
good
that.
weekend.
Yeah.
Well,
So we'll move on to an interesting one of I was picking up Harry recently, and I was just sort of remember I see even the way he dresses and different stuff and after school, and it was things that we never ever got away with in school.
Say ever again.
Ever. The first one, right, was the big one for me. He had a pencil case. It was like,
What's so mad about him having a pencil case?
did you not just walk around with a pen in your pocket?
Yeah, I
Oh,
did.
yeah.
but
Did you walk around school with a pencil case?
No, but you would have had one in your bag, like.
But you just didn't.
He's learning from your mistakes, man.
Maybe so.
I didn't do bad in school, right? But I don't think I ever brought my own pen to school.
Yeah, like there's been times where like you had to ask the teacher for a pen, and the teacher would just lose it.
I remember doing
You'd be
leaving
torturing
cert.
someone, you'd be torturing
I
someone
just
in the
robbed
class that
someone,
you knew
yeah.
had a load of pens.
Yeah.
Someone would have a
It was always a girl.
Yeah, always a girl. Yeah.
With 100
Oh, give me an end
pens.
of that pen. You'll never see it again.
Paul, you already had a pen here. You wouldn't have a pen there.
That's it. You have to play the game.
Yeah, that's pencil case is one. Yeah.
I was the same as you, champ, but I didn't do too great at school. But I just didn't have a pen either.
Didn't need pens.
Sure, you didn't have to sit your leaving
Use that
cert.
iPads,
nothing.
man.
You were
Used
blessed.
to just have my school bag, a bottle of water inside it, and that was it.
You know what?
And
You know
an
what?
iPad.
My,
Ask some boys for piece of paper, an iPad as well.
You
Actually, so,
used to have iPads in your school.
my view on the pen situation was like, why would I bring a pen to school when everyone else has one anyways? So I can just get one off them. You know what I mean?
It's great, Ella.
You just bring yourself.
The
That's
most
all you
champ
need.
answer ever.
That's
Yeah.
all.
I'm going to do that.
There's
weekend.
enough-
I'm going to go to the pub with no money, but everyone else.
You do that anyway.
Yes, perfect.
Do you know what was one? That's one. What's one that, for some mad reason, in the Marist old building, when it'd be in the middle of winter and it'd be absolutely Baltic, the radiators wouldn't be on, and we wouldn't be allowed to wear a jacket in class. They'd be like, take the jacket off.
Remember that?
You weren't allowed to wear-
that
you weren't allowed
was-
to wear any sort of jacket.
Any
You had
jacket.
to bring
at
your
all.
own jacket to school. Remember that? It had to be one with a school crest.
But like not a
what?
bit of heating or something. And
That is the most mental thing I've
Remember
ever
they used to be standing at the
Remember
gate,
Lamb?
Yeah, taking your
taking
coat
the
off.
jackets off you.
Like the Leaning Tower of Pisa walking
Fucking
back into
middle
the
of
school.
winter, taking the jacket off you, lovely.
Watch now, Doug mentioning Lamb without giving a warning to Prop first. If he's listening to this podcast, his arch nemesis.
Arch nemesis.
Never called him Mr. Lamb once, it was always Lamb.
Wait till we start talking about Rory.
But yeah, no jackets in the middle of winter and the
That
stuff like
builds
that.
character, CCD, not that.
Mental. Mental stuff.
Bit of character building,
Thick
you know what I
skin,
mean?
you know what I mean? Rules are rules, that's it.
You weren't allowed to have your hair cut too short in the Maris as well. Remember, even if you got a skin
I
fade,
have a
they'd be
great
going
story,
mental at
lads.
it.
Do
like.
you know what? Sorry. Do you know what happened to me? Was the end of first year, or the start of second year? It was the start of second year. I had got my hair, got highlights in my hair over summer.
Ginger boy man gets
And
highlights in
we
hair.
were coming in, right? Anyway, so my picture obviously, like, there was highlights in my hair and all, and said Mr. Lamb came in checking the uniforms, doing a routine check of everything. He was looking at me, and I had the Nikes on. He said, runners, and that. Marked down for the runners, looked up and said, get that orange out of your hair as well. Sorry? No.
I wish I could.
No bother. No. I'm trying that at the minute.
Nah, that's discrimination if I ever seen it. Like,
Snaky.
I have a good one with Drew Woods. He rocked up to. Do you remember for a while when everyone had the mullets and then they were doing this rule, your mullet couldn't come past
Yeah.
the collar?
Yeah.
So Woodsy had his mullet or whatever. I think it was a mullet anyway. I ended up getting sent home anyway from like the first day of school or whatever. What was the day? Did you used to go to meet up or something like the week before you went back or something?
Yeah, one day
Reassembly
you went
thing,
back
like.
in and then you were off. Yeah.
And they sent him home anyway. And then he went, got the head skinned, come back in, suspended for having the hair too short.
How do you win?
Like, do you know what I mean? Like, and I think he got a 2 all over or something like that. Do you know what I mean?
but
So-
like, I get the uniform and the coat thing to a certain extent, being that it's like, no, we all go to the one school and it doesn't show classism with students coming in with their own brands and students that maybe aren't as well off coming in with.
No, but I don't even remember reading in class.
No, but I mean,
Wearing a Marist jacket and getting told to take it off.
yeah, no, I know that, but I mean the coat's taken off. But so I get the uniform and the coat thing.
Oh, yeah.
But in regards to haircut, like, come on,
Yeah.
Unless
who cares?
Not as if
I
they're all
wonder if
walking
they
around
still, if they still
It
do
is
that
actually
now.
mental, Lamb,
No,
when you
they
think of
can't.
it. I'd say all that's changed now, but when you think of it, Jesus, like
You'd be discriminated.
Yeah,
if you weren't allowed.
discrimination.
it was like the army.
was.
It was like into the army, but
Eddie was talking about they had iPads and stuff. Our tables was put together by blue tack and chewing gum. Like,
Chewing gum
genuinely,
all
yeah,
over the
that's
tables.
character building. If you were ever,
Under the tables used to be
Don't worry.
destroyed. Remember?
We went into the old Maris for fucking 2 years as well.
How were you put into the
How were you put in there?
How'd you get on?
It was fucking great.
What else could we have?
What a school. What a school.
Your tie being done properly was frowned upon. Like it was okay to have your tie down to here,
Yeah.
but if you had your tie down to here, I was like, look at that, spastic.
Everyone used to have
Coming in
dead
with
chubby ones as well.
Coming in with a lovely tie, done
double.
properly.
Used to do the tie on the Monday, and that'd be it for the week. Maybe even 2 weeks.
Say the tie at the start of the year.
Yeah.
Some
Just
people,
have it hanging around the
yeah.
collar like that.
some
no?
people used to have the string ties.
Yeah. But you're think I had that for like first or second, yeah.
Yeah,
But your
Exact.
people just break them.
that was probably the one about the ties. If you had a string tie, then you were in trouble. Like
Yeah.
big trouble.
yeah.
Like.
People pulling it and like you know the
Breaking it, yeah. The
pulling
old
it and letting it slap off your neck.
Yeah.
Dead so.
big trouble. Big trouble.
What else was like banned in
In,
school? I
in
can't
primary school, I remember we used to be like told to wear uniforms, and me and Spud like just wore our PE tracksuit like every day of the week. Like,
think. Rebels.
Then they brought in
You're mad.
what did they bring in? They brought in something when I was in primary school, and the winners of the whole school got to go to Fantasia Water Park, and my class won it.
well, for being the most dressed.
They used to
appropriate.
do like random days in the week where they'd give a certificate to a class who's wearing their full uniform. If everyone in the class had the uniform on and no one wore the tracksuit, that class got like a certificate.
They come in, and you're sitting there in the tracksuit, the only one you
Sweat.
Yeah. Oh, it happened. It happened. I remember.
Like I'm not wearing that uniform.
Uniforms in the wash. So
Yeah, it's you need to take accountability. We were missed off 5th class. I never forget it. We won.
It's probably not like of course it's banned, but the study in the Maris used to be when we were in first and second year absolute war zones.
Remember, you used to be able to shake your leg and shake your leg in every locker in the place to be going.
I remember going in one morning, afraid of my life to go into the locker, and went in to the study, and they were throwing fucking fireworks across the thing, and I was like, what is going on? Fireworks and eggs across the study. I was like,
I was
right.
before the cameras.
No.
I'll just get a sign in me bit journal for not having the book.
whenever your lockers got kicked in, and like you couldn't get to your books or anything, you had to wait for the caretaker, David or
Dave.
Lamb used to do it.
Patsy, Dave or Patsy to do it. But,
Lamb
like,
used to do it.
But Lamb used to do it sometimes as well, but it could be busy, so you have to wait there, and like two classes later or something, you have to wait, and you might have no books. And like, where's the books? And like, she can't do it. And like, I've no.
Yeah, that was great because you had an excuse for that.
Yeah.
Do you know what used to happen?
Putting your own locker in the morning, just not asking anyone to do it.
It used to happen to me at least twice a week, until my mom said she's not giving me money anymore. The lock on the locker. Used to forget me keys for the lock on the locker.
Get a cut.
Get it cut twice a week, and this was going on for too long. It was like a $5 for a lock. Mom just was like, "You don't need a lock." Fair enough. Yeah.
One want your books anyway.
I remember the first year locker room down by McGinley's office. Remember, it's just used to be the wee small.
The wee small tiny
Every
ones,
time
yeah.
you went in there, nearly every single locker was put in. Like. You'd nearly be pushing the door inwards to try and like go in and grab one of your books from behind it.
Oh, it was meant.
Take it for granted how hard it would have been to be a teacher, don't you?
Yeah.
It's absolute torture.
I was one of those as
Imagine
well.
now.
I was one of those as well that went
Yeah, not
around
getting
with
in
the,
there, yeah.
you know, when you went in the first year, like, and you didn't put your books in your locker, and you were going around with a school bag with about 60 books in it. Afraid of my life, I was going to be late
One of
forever.
the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
I didn't.
Yeah, that's what I used to go around like. And people that come past you, and instead of pulling the tight, pulling your bag down.
And you just go straight up.
Yeah, backflip.
You didn't remember that when I was in first year. I used to bring 2 school bags to school every day.
No, actually.
One school bag for the class in the morning and one school bag for the afternoon, because I was afraid that I wouldn't be able to use the locker and I'd forget books and get marks on my
People checked
journal.
them in and robbed them and
No,
stuff.
do you
Swear
know?
for all the first year lads, I had 2 school bags.
Did any of you ever rock into a free dress day wearing a uniform?
No.
Don't think so.
I don't
never.
I
straight
mean
home.
the fear of God. Like I wouldn't sleep the night before in case I woke up and threw the uniform on by accident.
Yeah.
I went to way into school with my uniform on.
It's hilarious when that did happen though. It was like the time we told Alan, well, we actually set up Davey to wear a suit. We were all wearing suits out to the Dundalk racetrack, and Alan was the only one in Alan. That's what it was like.
I went to go to suit pressed and everything for.
Yeah, but that's what it was like when someone wore the uniform in.
You'd be straight home if that happened.
Yeah, I'd be away.
Heckling,
Gone
whistling.
home. Gone.
No chance.
Phones, no phones. We aren't allowed phones. Now I hear they're just roaming about schools with the phones out.
I remember you used to get your phone taken off you for 2 weeks.
Yeah. 2 weeks. Yeah.
2 weeks.
Imagine that. It's 2 weeks. Like,
Can't believe it.
Was that
trying to give someone the love on people? Phone whipped off. Couldn't give it back.
But like, how did our parents allow that to happen? If it did,
they weren't as important. Like
They were happy enough with your phone being gone for 2 weeks.
Yeah, probably.
But if that was now and a teacher
Be a
tried to
meltdown.
take off,
Yeah.
I'd be like, no, give me that now.
But
to
it's a
be a-
lesson. It's a lesson. But like, I suppose for us, like, it was a lesson for you. It was don't pull it out of class again.
Did it
Yeah.
take it out off you till the end of the day or
What
something? No.
I don't know what to do. No, I think they're
I'd
just
say it's
allowed free
more-
roam.
yeah.
I think
They
Well, like,
had
so
them.
it was-
They had them pocket things. You had to put it in at the
that was
start
the
of
new
day,
thing
no?
for the.
That's
That's only a new
government's
thing.
bringing that in
Yeah.
now. So.
We didn't have that.
Huh?
Pockets.
No, we didn't.
No, it's
No.
just saying now.
Oh, right.
No,
Sorry,
no,
sorry.
that's
We
what-
actually-
what
do you
pockets?
say? It was like them, like Ziploc bags.
Yeah. What do you do?
I don't know,
That?
What, so when they
funny
went into
about
the
that,
school,
though.
into the classroom,
Huh?
they'd all be thrown in there at the start of the class.
Yeah,
It's a new thing. It was the budget last year,
Sure,
wasn't
the
it?
government
Yeah, yeah.
spent mad money on
9 million or
Of course
something.
they did.
It's not mad money, and when you think
Should
about
have
the
got them
money,
a
they
bike
have.
shed instead to throw all the things in now.
Did we not have to get it off like McGinley or the principal or Mr. Lamb?
Yeah, but
If the teacher gave it to them,
Yeah,
but
and we'd have
sometimes
to-
they wouldn't give it
I'd
to
have to
them.
knock on the door and so can I have my phone back and just go. You won't bring it out again. Oh, I won't bring it out again. No. He's shaking going into his office. No,
Take it
don't
out again.
Scary place.
See,
that
we,
It's a scary place.
we never really had to even bring our phones out because you had the iPad.
That's
You
mental.
could do everything on the
Why are you
iPad.
swiping on Tinder in a minute? Mental.
So everything just used to be VPN.
Yeah.
VPN you used to be able
VPNs.
to get everything.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
mad. Use the iPads.
So they probably tried to block the stuff, did they? And then you just found a way around
You
it.
just use the VPN the whole time.
Do you know what's a
mental,
good thing as well? Like to think about some of the things the teachers have done that they wouldn't get away with now. You know, they wouldn't. Like
fire
I'm
alarm.
not saying I'm not gonna say the teacher's name or anything, but there's certain teachers that like if you didn't have your stuff with you, he'd just put you in a wee closet and just close the door there for a class. It's happened, like
No, he picked and chose to be put in the closet.
yeah, but
And
I know exactly what you're on about as well, though.
yeah,
Exactly.
when you seen who was in the closet, it wasn't because they forgot their stuff for class.
yeah, I know, but
Because
like
he just didn't want them
he
to.
just he just put them in there, close the door. Yeah, right, see you
If
later.
I was a teacher, I would have been grand. If they were like me, we were just going here, go to the study now.
Yeah,
But
I
not
know,
having
but
you.
like-
Go to
That
the
exact
study.
same teacher threw me out of class one day because he thought I had red ink all over my hand. He made me stand outside for the whole class. And I went in to him after and I was like, that's a burnt mark, you know that? And his face just dropped. And he was like, oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
And I didn't even say
And why wouldn't he listen to you when he was throwing you out of the class?
Because I was messing before that. And
there we go.
well, thinking that's a load of red marker like isn't ideal to be saying to me. Like,
Paulie just made that up. That was the excuse.
that's
fucking
a
going burying.
hard thing to make up.
I'm only joking.
Yeah, he used to throw me out because who my brother was.
I actually don't know which
It is
teacher
fair.
you're on about.
It is fair.
He was at the highest point in the school.
It was like
We'll
Fiona,
talk later.
Shrek.
Yeah.
One of the
yeah.
boys got a duster thrown at their head when we were in first year by one of the teachers as well.
Yeah.
That's mental.
It is mental. Like if it happened today, your man, what do you call your man, Buck? They'd all be up in court.
I'll never forget
Back
one of
and
the things
forth.
actually. One of the teachers, he was used to be a counsellor as well, and he was going for like local elections and stuff. And my mum was helping out with the canvassing, and he was down in my house one of the nights talking about like election plans and stuff like that and canvassing. And the next morning I had him, and I was talking away to one of the lads or something like that, and he said something to me, and I tried to give him a smart remark back, and he was like, "All right, yeah," and he was like, "Is that what your mum said in your house last night, was it?" So the whole class just went, "Oh," and then he was like, "Go on, ask the lads, was I down in your house with your mum last night?" I swear to God he said this. I just went pure red, and I was like,
Red ink all over the
scarred
face.
for life. He put me in my place. I was just like, and the whole class just started erupted laughing. scarred.
I was done in though in school with the stereotypes though. In first year, I was like, oh, you know, ready to go around, and it's like, oh, have you any brothers or sisters who went to school? I was like, yeah, my brother. Oh, who's your brother? Obviously, big gang ahead. Sean Murphy. Wasn't hard to work out who the brother was. All right, Sean, you just move up here. And I'm not joking, lads. Like any teacher that the two of us had, that like I started off in first year at the top of the class.
There was some who knew how to handle it very well. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I have a good story about mugging Fra off in geography.
You don't?
Yeah, go on.
I haven't told you about this one.
Is this how Fra was christened?
Fra used to be a serious messer. No, this isn't the story about how he was christened. He was a serious messer, but it was never that nasty. You know what I mean? Just a bit of gabbing and stuff like that. Yeah. So we used to sit the back at geography, and it was me, JJ, Fra. I think Beanie Clark was on the roll, Lynchy. Can't remember who else was there. I was sitting beside Fra. Fra was messing away anyway, laughing, and the teacher was trying to teach. And Fra goes, or she asked the question then, what causes erosion in coastal areas or something like that? And Fra obviously didn't know, and she snapped at him and was like, Gavin, Gavin, what's the answer? And I just whispered in his ear, water sport. And he turned around, he was kind of still smiling. He turned around and he goes, water sport. And she just goes, get out of my class now! Kicked him straight out of the class. Him giggling away. It was brilliant. And the big goofy head in him when he's laughing, and he turns around and he just says the answer, and he's expecting it. Yeah, he thought he had it, and then the face dropped. Way to study then, son.
The funniest was like I was obviously in Rob's class then, but like Rob was a serious messer, but he'd get an A in every test. So the teachers hadn't a leg to stand on, because Rob would go in, get sent out, and then we'd have a test and Rob would get an A. But I forget what I was going to say, lads.
Sorry about Rob.
Yeah, it was. Sorry, it was about that. It was like, so Rob would be messing in the class, like, and the teacher, same sort of story. The teachers would be like, right, Robert, what's the answer to this question then? And Rob would just ping it. You know what I mean? And they'd be like,
To be sick.
to be like, one of the teachers one day turned around and goes, you see, this is what Robert does, everyone. He comes in here and disrupts everyone else, but then he goes home and he studies really, really hard and all. And
lovely.
and it was like,
Beautiful. That's the way you deal with that.
He trumped them all.
Right.
Lovely.
Are we ready to move on to
Park the bus.
the big finale?
Yeah.
So we have this board out here ready to go. What we're gonna do is,
This is very, very advanced for us, isn't it?
Like, he could have got magnets though. That's the only thing.
oh, what an absolute invalid.
He could have got magnets, but we're not.
So we have the Loud Crowd, Ireland's greatest of all time athlete, and we have 20 athletes here printed out.
Why are you saying athlete?
athlete? What do you want me to do, like?
Well, not say athlete.
What a gimp. Yeah, hold on a second.
You were saying person at start there, because there's going to be a few people cringing about the word athlete in this.
Especially when they hear how he's saying it.
So I'll read out. We have 20 athletes.
You think he got heckled in
I'll read them out.
Oh, definitely.
So we have Rory McIlroy, Roy Keane, Katie Taylor, Henry Shefflin, James McCarthy, Stephen Cluxton, Johnny Sexton, Brian O'Driscoll, Barry McGuigan, George Best, Robbie Keane, Sonia O'Sullivan, Conor McGregor, Ruby Walsh, Paul O'Donovan, Paddy O'Shea, Cora Staunton, Kelly Harrington, Katie McCabe, and the great Jimmy Dunn. So there are your options. So we're gonna move around the room and have a little chat about it, and everyone's gonna pick up their 5. Anybody want to start off? Champ, you seem quite.
No, I'm deep in thought.
No, you're confident though.
No, I'm not. I want to hear. I want to have a few arguments.
Do you want me to go first? Because I don't really have a lot of thoughts about this, to be honest.
You don't have a lot of thoughts?
No, not really. It's not a big deal to me. Like,
it's very hard to remember the list. Like, he could have got the list printed.
It's in the group chat.
You could just my phone's over there.
Yeah, my problem, isn't it?
But sure, it doesn't.
Do I have to put the photos on them, or you just want me to call them?
I have the photos here.
You can say names.
You need to have some rationale here, dog.
Go from 5.
You can explain.
Go from 5 to 1.
I was only going to pick 3.
Well,
no, you need 5, and you need a wee bit of rationale as well.
Right, so I obviously don't really watch golf, but last night I got a bit emotional watching Rory McIlroy, so I'll go him number 5. Grand Slam.
What a fucking plonk up.
What?
I thought number one was coming.
No, sure, he had star from 5, but sure, I don't really like golf that much, so I can't have him there as my sports star.
Okay.
But do you understand the achievement? Like, do you how big it is? Like, only
6 people done it in history. Yeah.
So that's incredible. Like,
yeah, it's definitely incredible. But again, golf isn't the best sport. So.
Champ, you get your
apologies.
Relax. He doesn't give a fuck. He doesn't give a fuck.
Do you not understand?
Right. Number 4. Who else do we have there? Let me see a few pictures now.
Yeah, like you could have
need to get someone in here for a bit of filler.
Pictures on the window here, like.
Honestly, I'm gonna hit him.
it doesn't.
Why is he always here?
We have just thrown out a few names. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, people know who Ireland's sports stars are. Like.
Number 4, I'll go with Katie Taylor.
Who's going to be number 1? Sonia O'Sullivan, definitely.
So you had her up in the room,
That's who it was.
The big show.
He had the picture up in the room.
Katie Taylor, yeah. We'll pick her because great achievement in boxing, but again, not one of my favourite sports, so.
Could have been all the same, like, you know.
I can't wait to hear his rationale for Sonia. If boxing and golf's not his favourite sport, but running is.
You could have picked portrait for all of them, maybe, or
I agree.
landscape. Or
Number. Actually, I left him out. I meant to put him fourth, but we'll go with him third. We'll go with Conor McGregor third for his influence on the. Even though I'm not his biggest fan, good influence on the sport of UFC. Like UFC better than boxing and golf. So
controversial.
Then I'll go with number 2. Is it? I'm gonna go with Roy Keane as number 2. Again, I obviously love football. Roy Keane's achieved a lot. Captain United.
You were a United fan at the stage he was playing with United as well.
I'd say he was probably just retired maybe. Or just going to Celtic maybe when he was. But great achievements in the sport of football. Managed the Irish team. Didn't get on great, but assistant manager of the Irish team. And then number 1 I'm going to go with... I'll give a special shout out to Sonia O'Sullivan, but... No, she's not number 1. She just deserves to be in the same class.
She's not even in your top 5.
No, it's grand.
Put her in it for you alone.
Why didn't you put your top 5?
Nah, George Best is going to be my number 1. Won the Ballon d'Or. Probably the highest individual achievement you can get in football. Won a Champions League with United and is always mentioned in the Brett with the greats. What's the saying? Maradona good, Pele better, George Best. And he's ever heard that one?
At the end of the day, tonight.
Yeah, at the end of this night,
and it was all yellow.
So yeah,
happy enough with that,
that's not a bad one.
It's not.
Yeah,
there's a few
it's
around the bottom.
It's just my personal liking.
It's a personal, I like it. It's a personal touch from your daughter, but it's miles off it.
I've only had passion to argue with you, but I don't really care.
I'm gonna go party, yeah. Or do you want to go this one?
I'll go.
Do you want this list, Paul?
I have
it here. No, bro.
Any of the same, John?
No.
Oh, God.
Yeah, well, you can keep a couple of them there. 5's going to be Ruby Walsh.
Daughter, you might take them off.
Did someone get a picture of that list there, and we can put them up and get who's
number 5
going to vote?
Yeah.
We can get the patrons.
Put it back on.
Yeah. Here, I can't find Ruby Walsh.
Is it?
Yeah.
See what I mean? He fucked it. Look, he's after forgetting one.
Here, look.
Wait there.
Just put punt.
Just take a
Don't
photo of
take a picture
that.
now.
Given the week that's in it, we can get the patrons of the podcast to vote for it.
Out of my face.
Dean in the back. Look, melted.
Yeah, you can be in there as number 6 tag for me.
Love that, bro.
Right, so Ruby Walsh.
Is 5.
Do you want to take them off and
Have you
stick
not
them back?
pointed out Ruby Walsh?
He's down at the first hurdle.
4 would be McGregor.
Take your time here, John. Jesus, we're not in a hurry.
No, relax.
Why Ruby Walsh number 5, dude?
One of the GOAT jockeys.
Okay.
Is that it? Are you not going to give us what he won, or
Everton?
There you go.
And what's your but come on, give me some of your favourite memory of him or something here.
When he went down at the last on any power.
Why is he in a rush?
Yeah, but
those years of training.
Like to catch a 4 in the morning.
John, I'm passionate about this list.
4 will be McGregor for his influence on the UFC and the double champ.
You could just write Ruby Walsh for 5, could you?
3.
Can you draw him there, Doug? Quickly.
Straw horse.
3 would be Roy Keane for his achievements with Man United, Premier Leagues, Champions Leagues, skipper. 2 would be Rory McIlroy, obviously for the Grand Slam, evident reasons. And Katie Taylor will be number 1.
That's a good list.
Met her
Just to be Meadow, yeah.
Met her in Vegas, my brother.
Trying to claim the fame.
Yeah, my brother. Her mother took the photo. And she loves God.
God.
I love God.
Right, do you want to write
John's list.
You know,
right now? Oh,
I
John, if you take the picture, will you be able to Photoshop in something here?
just think it's wrong. Like, it's decent, but it's wrong.
I'll go next, yeah.
What? What if Katie Taylor and Rory were swapped? Would you agree with that?
For you?
No.
Save it till you go, John.
Would you have?
Alright.
Would you have had Rory that high if he didn't win yesterday?
No.
No, but he'd definitely still be on my list.
Yeah.
That's what I was going to say. Like,
Yeah.
if he's still in your list, fair enough.
Yeah.
Would you have Roy Keane on it if he didn't play for Man United?
I just didn't win last night.
Yeah, but it's like, wishes or fishes, the world would be an ocean, CC.
Just ask a question.
There you go. I like that one.
I actually think I'm similar
we
enough
got
here to
Goalkeepers Union, is it? What about Shea Given, you fool?
well, I'll say number 5, I'm going to put George Best. Again.
Hold on to it, you.
He wasn't 5 for anyone, I don't think.
He was.
No, but that was his
No,
reason.
he was
That's,
number
you know,
one.
he's
Again.
It's just again.
He just again.
All right, okay.
Again. You know yourself.
I'm
again.
I'm going to put Cluxton at 4.
Yeah,
Yeah, I like it.
Give us an explanation,
Keepers
new
Union.
entry onto the board.
Keepers Union. Won it fucking all.
Fucking all.
many times.
These are the great
Yeah,
insights.
these sporting insights.
Was it 9 All Irelands, wasn't it?
Yeah. I'm going to go.
Sorry, is that the most? Like,
flip them around there?
any player?
Fitzsimons, McCarthy, and Cluxton.
The record
I'm
nine,
going to
yeah.
Three of
go
them,
Conor
nine.
McGregor.
Outrageous.
No nice double-digit jet.
Influence on the UFC.
That's outrageous, 9 All Irelands.
I'm going to go Roy Keane. Oh, sorry. I'm after fucking that list. Yeah, I'm going to go actually. Scrap George Best. He's off it.
Again.
Again.
Yeah, get him out
Yeah,
of
McIlroy, get him on 5
Why are you choosing McIlroy over George Best?
because I seen his greatness yesterday.
Interesting. So you haven't seen
Good
George
for
Best?
reason,
Right,
yeah.
okay.
Couldn't Google George Best, no?
Bit much.
But like,
And then
But, like,
I'm going to go
again.
Roy Keane, and then I'm going to go Katie Taylor.
And why do you believe Katie Taylor's number 1?
She's the goat.
Why?
She's the goat of boxing. Women's boxing.
Well, she was better last time.
But she's still the goat.
She wasn't. Well,
Do you think
Happy
that
with
she
that,
might
Eddie,
be
yeah?
batting the
I'm even
trilogy
sure. I'm even
fight
wearing my-
coming up with that one, no?
Yeah,
Yeah,
but she
Serrano.
has won twice already. So even if she loses, it doesn't matter.
What was he doing there with the top? What?
My Irish.
Oh, I love that, bro. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Easter weekend. and
There's
all
an
that.
explanation from there, John. Or Eddie.
Beautiful. Absolutely
Era.
beautiful.
Right, isn't it?
What do you think of that there?
Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to
Yeah, you
start
don't
from
know.
5. Like, it's yeah.
You should be going from 20. Like,
Nah, you shouldn't be going from 20.
Let's still be there.
Jesus Christ, no.
Right, let's shake it up, Dag.
I'm going Johnny Sexton 5.
oh my god, where does that one come from? And what's the
Leinster.
Leinster? No, what's the argument behind that?
He likes a pint of Hino.
Just incredible to watch. He had, I don't know, I think he came under an awful lot of criticism coming into his career, and I think he absolutely shut every single person up tenfold.
Yeah, like he did a big.
And he won it all with
Yeah.
Ireland. I think he took Ireland to the next level.
Didn't win it. Though.
Didn't win the World Cup.
One
apart from
knockout World Cup game.
apologies, yeah.
But they did big shoes to fill, filling for Bruno O'Gara. So fair point. Yeah.
Yeah, and he was just as an all-rounder. Yeah, I think he's probably the best ever Irish rugby player.
One more player of the year. As
Baron
well.
O'Driscoll.
I think he's better than O'Driscoll, yeah. Bigger influence. Yeah. I'm happy
Fair
with
enough.
that.
That's fair.
Number 4, James McCarthy. Reason being, obviously 9 All-Irelands is mental. It was a throw up between him and Cluxton, but I just think he came through so many different regimes in GAA in terms of blanket defences and everything else, and he was always right smack bang there in the middle of the best Dublin team and probably the best team of all time.
Yeah.
Number 3 for me is
Just
Katie Taylor. Sorry, Katie Taylor. Number 3. She's a fantastic boxer. 2 is McIroy. Just purely on last night. He wouldn't be in my top 5 before last night. But
Same.
That's Grand Slam. He wouldn't have been next near my top 5 before last night. And number 1's Roy Keane. Because I just wish he was my dad.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Maybe
Shout out to Kieran.
Yeah.
They came on, boy.
Makes me feel dead good.
I'm
Wrong.
happy with that now.
No, it's wrong.
Right.
I'll go.
Do you want to go see?
Thumbed up.
Yeah.
Start list, Paulie.
5 we'll go. I'll go McCarthy actually as well, because that's a fair, because obviously he's won it all, and it was between him and Cluxton, and I agree with Deg's point that systems change, teams change. He was always one of the best players. With Cluxton, he was a keeper. You know, his jobs obviously stays simple, but it's fair.
Simple.
4. I'm not saying simple, but you know what I mean. 4. I'm going George Best. For obviously just stories, ability, Ballon d'Or, etc.
Better than a womanizer, is it? And them stories.
3, I'm going McIlroy. 2, I'm going Roy Keane. 1, I'm going Katie Taylor. The reason that I just don't have Roy Keane number 1 is because in biggest moments he wasn't there. For his country, he walked out, I know, and then for 99 final, wasn't there.
But
He scored the header though.
99 final ones, I can understand the country.
Got
The
suspended.
99 final one's mental.
Yeah.
He got suspended, and then he ended up dragging the team to the final himself after he got suspended.
Brilliant, CC. I agree with you.
Doesn't matter.
He walked out.
Can I move seats?
No, he did. He walked
Yeah.
out in Ireland.
No, I'm not like a...
And this
No, I get the Ireland one. The Ireland one I get.
But the 99 final as well,
100% wrong.
leaders, greatness.
And this is
You know,
Ireland.
that's, you're conscious of that. You know, that's in the back of your head. Watch the yellows, stuff like that. You're not there. That's...
No Conor McGregor on this one. I think he was on everyone else's, was he? No.
Oh, he wasn't on mine either.
Wouldn't
Not a
even
no,
scratch the
chance.
surface.
I was sick. I even had to pay money to get his picture printed today.
I wouldn't have McGregor near it.
You didn't pay.
Right, I'll go next. I know my list.
Sam.
Right, and there is
It's going to be wrong.
what I'm seeing a lot here is team sport athletes up on the list.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at here myself.
To me, although they are individually brilliant, I'm going to have to put a bit of weight on the individual sports, because I think they're much harder to win as an individual competing against other individuals. So in 5, actually, hold on, I need to get this right. Hold on, I know who one is anyways, right?
Yeah.
One,
Go 1 to 5.
yeah, 1 to 5. One is Rory, definitely.
He has to be different to everybody else.
I think I'll do that as well, champ.
Rory,
Better.
what
Do you want me
what
to-
Why
he's
did you not
achieved?
just do 5 to 1 like
Because
everyone else?
I need to see it. I need to see the
You're
list.
a
I
gimp.
want the list as well.
Crazy like.
And why Rory number
Why
1
Rory
above
won?
everyone?
If we ask him to go 1 to 5, you go 5 to 1.
Yeah.
No, I need to see. I need to put this list together right based on what I'm thinking.
Now,
Rory-
before people start screaming at the mics and stuff, we're doing all of Ireland just in case, because no fra and start questioning things and stuff like that. We're going all of Ireland.
Nah, Rory's
All.
Irish. Who represents
All
Ireland
all
in the
32.
Olympics. And he was
No arbitrary borders, man.
Don't start.
nah, like what he has done completed yesterday, is incredible. What he had even done before yesterday was incredible, and what he does for golf is, as a sport, with all the live stuff and going on, like it's. I think I love him.
Right, we get it. He's number 1.
Let's shed a tear there.
Yeah, come on.
No, I'm not. No, but
And you got a few pound out of him.
yeah, he's
He's looking after you. He's looking
So
after
he
you.
lost him a few pounds as well.
he's
He's
a
up to drag up some of the messages he put into the group chat about Rory over when he's bottled.
Oh, you should have seen me yesterday. He was
No,
putting it in, dude.
he bottled it last year. Well, I wouldn't actually say he bottled it. Well, maybe he did at the US Open last year, but like I'd say I've been following him in the majors
Yeah.
a long time now, and when he won the last one, like you witness said, it's going to be 11 years till he wins the next one. But even the fact that it has been 11 years and he's won 3 times already in the PGA Tour this year. Like, and I think he's only played 5 times, maybe 6 times. So he's won 50% of the tournaments he's competed in this year. It's unbelievable.
Champ was just as
But it's even his interviews, him as a personality, he's incredible. He's admirable. So he's definitely number 1.
Right, you like him, we think.
I love him. 2, Katie Taylor.
Yeah.
Why?
Just individually, she's the face of women's boxing worldwide. She has been for a long time. Longevity, just she's incredible. She would have been number 1 probably before yesterday, but she's definitely number 2. Right, number 3. Yeah, number 3 probably has to be Roy Keane. Yeah, don't really have to say much there now. Everyone knows who Roy Keane is. Number 4 then.
Just when you said about you were weighing more in the individual champ, so there's no other individual you think has weighed more in their sport than Keane has on his? Is that the thinking behind that? Or?
Maybe he means weighing his influence as well, like Keane's influence on Irish football.
Maybe you should ask
Well, they ask him what he means.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to say.
I asked him. That's what I asked.
CC doing the talking for him again.
Sorry, ask again, daughter.
Just the way you said you were weighing on individuals and then Roy Keane's third, which is the team sport, I was kind of expecting a top 5 of individuals.
Yeah, but in fairness, there's not many other individuals that have gone as global, I'd say, as McIroy and Katie Taylor. Like Roy Keane.
McGregor would be popular than both of them, I'd say. Maybe not Rory, but McGregor's definitely more well known than both of them.
He's more well known, but what has he achieved really?
Well, he's won championships in 2 different weight classes. How many people have done that in the UFC?
There's a few that's done it now.
Is it more than 6?
Probably not more than 6, no. But but McGregor,
he has tarnished it a bit.
He's tarnished.
Yeah, but not even tarnished it. Like he's never backed up. He's never defended any title.
Yeah, well, that probably.
He's never defended a title. He won 2, never defended them, and he's lost his last 3 or 4 fights.
Yeah.
He's he's won them, but he's never defended them. And the sign of a great champion in any combat sport is defending your title. So yeah,
fair enough.
He's definitely got to the pinnacle of his sport, but he hasn't stayed there for very long.
4,
yeah.
4, I would go with Paul Carrington.
Yeah, on the list.
I don't care if he's on the list or not. He's an Irish sports person.
Paul
Where's
Carrington's
that
4.
coming from? What's the...
It just...
These individual...
It is Kelly Harrington there. It's Paul Carrington.
Paul Carrington.
No, not that he misread it, but
Paul Carrington.
It put the idea.
Bear in mind, we asked the question in the group earlier on, do you think anybody should be in or out of here?
Yeah.
Paul Carrington was never mentioned once.
Yeah, bear in mind that some of us fucking walk during
not
the day.
you anyway.
So yeah, Paul Carrington number 4.
Number 4.
Right.
And
That's
Paul,
that's
come
mental.
you jump in there.
Yeah.
1 second for him.
And then last
That's mental.
between Brian O'Driscoll and Johnny Sexton, and I'll go with Johnny Sexton just because I've seen more of him.
Paul
and
Carrington
that's
over
sort of a
Johnny
personal
Sexton.
choice. Yeah,
That's so wrong.
Beautiful.
I think that's it.
The one who's going to get the texture champ. I'm right beside him here.
I think you're wrong there, champ.
Nah, I'm 100% right.
Would you have Larry
Paul
over
Carrington.
Harrington? No.
Nah, Harrington's won 2 majors.
I won't be sitting like that for mine either.
You will.
Oh, I won't be.
That's mental. Harrington a 4.
You can hold it like a garball, Jad. Put the head like that. there.
Someone throw
Pressing
it up to me and I'll go.
Slight tackle.
Alright. No, he's well, huh? Normal. Yeah, as I said, there's a lot of people on that list there that I don't like. Who is Steve Collins and Barry McGuigan and
You know Barry
McGuigan, the boxer. He was on I'm a Celebrity.
Yeah.
Who's Stephen Collins?
I was blending.
You watched I'm a Celebrity this year, actually.
Stephen Roach. Who's that?
Stephanie Roach.
Stephanie Roach has to be.
Well,
Stephanie Roach.
whoever wrote
Stephen Roach won the Tour de France.
He was up for
Alright,
First ever Irishman.
I thought that was a typo on the
Oh my
list.
god, I thought that was Stephanie Roach.
She got a goal.
Yeah.
She won the
I
Puskas.
didn't know what she achieved or what.
So mine's probably similar enough to Champ. So Rory would have been on mine because it's
You go number 5 here.
No, yeah, sorry, I'll go 5 first. Sorry, yeah. Let me see. 5 would be. I'm gonna go for a guy player, just because I'm a muppet. Henry Shefflin or James McCarthy, Stephen Cluxton. Because to me, it's like it's like if you were to leave Ireland, I think it's people will know of you. Do you know that kind of way? So
no
profiles, legacy,
profile, legacy, profile and legacy. I'll go with.
I thought you meant if you just left the country. I was like, right.
Oh, now I'm stuck here again. Ruby Walsh, maybe. Let me see.
It's actually harder than you think, isn't it?
It is harder. I'll go for.
I think we're all in agreement. Padraig Harrington's not number 4, anyways.
Padraig Harrington was a crazy one, but
That's a mental.
I'll go with a rugby player and Johnny Sexton at 4 as well, because obviously, achievements and again, just changing the way of the sport. 3 is going to be Roy Keane, because again, Captain United.
Picking a soccer player out of a GA player.
It's the GA player. I'm just picking him because of Ireland.
You're obviously going to get more international recognition from football.
I wouldn't even that's just to put a bit of GA on it. In my opinion, he probably isn't on it, but
your opinion. This is your opinion.
Yeah, but I did it just because number 2 is Katie Taylor. Because she knows she can box.
Because she knows she can box.
How do you know she knows? Did you ask her?
You know what I mean? She swings left, hits right, dip, dive. Yeah, she throws a few feints here and there, and
she knows she can.
All right, number 1.
Number 1 is Rory. I know it was Rory before yesterday as well. If I seen the list,
yeah, sure, I would believe you. Yeah.
Because it's not got to do with that. It's the he's probably one of the most well-known athletes in the world. Forget about Ireland. He's took Ireland on the map in relation to golf and all that to the next level completely. 11 years since the last major, but still at that, he won 3 majors in 5 years or something.
Yeah, 4 I think.
4 years,
2011 to 2014 I think.
And he was only in his 20s. That would have been mine, and just yesterday was just icing on the cake for him. It was incredible. It was incredible.
Yeah. Picture.
Yeah, so go on.
Also, Rory is the most winning golfer for money wise. I think.
Is he? Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he is more than Tiger.
I thought I read a stat as well. He's won the most prize money.
Yeah.
Did anyone not go?
No,
we'll be able to.
I think if we leave this here at the start of next week, we can sit and try and pick our own
5.
Yeah, but we can work it out based on our top 5 based on who has the least amount. We can put everyone's list together.
We can work it out
1 to 5.
There's going to be a few common denominators in each list.
Yeah,
imagine everyone had at least 2 to 3.
Katie Taylor's top 3. If you go by average,
yeah, we'll do that next week at the start. We'll get a bit of extra input and
then we'll pick a top 5 and the guys can vote.
Yeah.
What we can do next week is everyone send all them pictures to me. I'll do the maths. It's quick maths, easy maths, and we actually will have a list based on all our lists of a top 5, and then we can discuss it next week and see if we agree or disagree.
You crunch the numbers, right?
I'll crunch the numbers.
Yeah.
Tough.
Beautiful.
But do we want to input from the followers as well? Just give them a few. You could do 4 sets of 5 or something and just see what it is.
Sure,
6 sets of 19.
We won't ruin the surprise. We'll think of something.
Yeah, we'll get something out anyway. But yeah, that was good. Yeah.
We'll touch back in next week.
Yeah. That's been my most enjoyable topic we've done this podcast.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, that might be a running topic. We might be able to do top 5s.
Yes,
of a lot of things.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah,
That is
That
a
was
good,
good,
yeah,
man.
that's
I'd like
that's
to
a
do
good
it
running
in-
thing now.
I
Probably
think
the first
it's,
thing in your life that you've ever done good.
I'll never sit beside him
The
again.
amount
lads,
of
by the way.
effort put into that egg as well
Yeah.
is brilliant with the pictures.
But sure, he's standing there and walk doing nothing. Idiot.
I think
Right.
it's very hard to compare. Like, I'd like to do like top 5 in a certain sport or something. I think it's very hard to compare different
It
sports.
is very hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's the
Do you
point.
think?
It's good.
But that's why-
Open discussions. Good discussions. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't think. I honestly don't think it's a debate that Rory's number one.
This is
Right.
Right.
No, we're not.
Folks,
Can we just argue with me?
Ended
Folks,
with him
thank you
talking about
very,
Rory's.
very
Someone
much.
argue it.
Thank you very much. Yeah,
I
so
don't care enough
that's
to argue.
episode 60 of the Loud Crowd podcast. Yeah. Tune in next week and somebody will argue with Champ at some stage over why Rory is not the greatest.
What's going
of
to
all
happen
time.
when the mat size up and
He's
rolls?
He's just the greatest person alive, just of all time.
He is at the minute, I'd say.
Peace out, folks.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Good luck.
If you are what you say you are, a superstar, and have no fear. The crowd is here, and the light